In this video, we're going to look at how you can track attendance for all your church services and classes, and how you can set up kids check-in at your church. Okay, from the menu, go to Events, open your calendar, and click on the church service you want to track attendance for, then click Check-in. You'll see two options. Family check-in is where you can pull up a family and check them all in at once. And roster check-in is where you can track attendance from a checklist of people. Let's look at family check-in first. And if you have a kids check-in process at your church, this is probably the option that you'll use for that. So when you're first getting started, the first thing you'll need to do is set up your classes. In Faith Teams, all of your environments will be called a class. Even your main auditorium worship service will be a class. So to set up your classes for this event or this service, click the gear icon. In this window, you'll see a list of your classes, and you can simply use this toggle switch to select which classes you want to be able to record attendance for this church service. Let's select auditorium, kids, and students. To add a new class to your list, click Create Class. If you need to delete a class from your list, click Edit, then click Delete. If you want to print labels for a class, click Label Setup and check the checkbox to print labels as you check people in. In the case of kids check-in, when you check in a family, Faith Teams will print a name tag sticker for each child, which will have a randomized security code on it, and it'll also print a pickup label for the guardian who checked them in, which they can use to pick up their kids after service. You can also check this checkbox if you want to require certain information, such as allergies or an emergency contact number, so that when families are checking in, if that data isn't already in your database, it will require that you collect that information before the kid is checked in. Once you've selected which classes you want to track for this church service, and you've set up label printing for whichever classes you want to print labels for, you're ready to start checking people in. To use family check-in, you simply type the last 4 digits of a phone number of anyone in the family, and this will pull up a list of everyone in this family. Then you simply select which class you want to check them into, and click the check mark beside their name to check them as present. If you want to search by name, click here, type a few letters of the person's name, and it'll pull up a list of everyone in that family. Okay, let's go back and look at roster style check-in. So the first thing you do on this page is choose which class. You can use the search field to search for a person, then click the check mark to mark them as present. You'll also see this unnamed person in your list, and this is where you can simply add a head count if you're tracking attendance by head count, or simply add a number of unknown people to this class. When you're using roster style check-in, you'll see this people filter. This is a way for you to control who shows up in the roster list. Whenever you're setting up your classes, you can click Edit to preset who should show up in this list by default. Let's choose kids as the default tag. But as you're checking people in, you can change this filter on the fly. You can choose to show all the people in your database, and there's even an option to show everyone who has previously been checked into this class, which is incredibly helpful. Okay, so that's how you do family check-in and roster style check-in. And after you've input attendance data or checked everyone into this class, you can click Actions and get a PDF report for this class. So that's just an overview of how to do attendance tracking and kids check-in. If you've got any questions about this or anything else, reach out. We're always happy to help. We'll see you in the next video.